Stoicheia. No wait, that's the wrong card game. So welcome to another Shadowverse video, because Duet of Dawn and Dusk came out pretty recently, and there's a deck that I haven't gone over yet on this channel that I guess it got a couple new cards, so I can still talk about it. This is something that I originally had made as a budget deck because I still want to make a Forcecraft deck in order to have a deck of every nation and, you know, teach people how to play or whatever. And I just kind of like the aesthetic, but it turned out that after a couple of the more recent sets, it is, let's just say, like, probably kind of competitively good, even though certain things have stopped me from being able to attend official events with it yet. And I wanted to show off a budget version of it that still works, because spoilers, a certain endpoint card will not be featured, but I will get into that in just a little bit. So all I can really say is let's go ahead and take a look at the deck, and I wonder if this still counts as being part of the Year Circus. And puppets. Yay! Which also is exactly what I was talking about with the aesthetic, this creepy doll gear steampunk kind of aesthetic. I was like, this is a funny steampunk deck. I kind of want to build it, but it turned out it was just puppets. And if I was competitive, I'd be saying something more about it, but those of you guys that know, you already know. So I guess we'll go over this guy first. He's right here on the screen. It is Automaton Soldier Ward. Gotta attack him first, and when he comes to play, he puts 2 puppets in the EX area. Puppets are, of course, the gimmick of this deck. It is a generic token that is a 1/1/1 cost that has Rush, the ability to attack followers when it comes out. Basically, the way that this deck functions is you spread out a bunch of these dudes, start doing cool stuff with them, and you could rush the field, control board with them. I should start talking about the support, I guess, because that's how you make these and the cool things. But yeah, you make lots of puppets. Do lots of cool things with puppets. This guy, when you play him, makes a couple puppets, in addition to being a 3-cost, 3/4 with Ward, which is stats for having that many abilities. Talking about a couple more puppet generators, we of course have Junk, who is our main 1-drop of the deck. Just 1 cost, fanfare, put 2 more puppets in your area. Therefore, the 1/2 basically being 3 1-cost followers for price of 1, if you think about it that way. Could you get 2 more out in your EX area, your second hand, that you could have 5 cards in. Flower Doll is our first evolving unit of the deck, who of course puts another puppet into your EX area, 2-drop, 2/2, and when she evolves, she becomes a 3/3 with Last Words ability. When she dies, select up to 1 Pepper follower, including this one, and add it back to your hand. You can't add her herself, of course, because she is an evolved card that will go over back up to the EX area, but like, I guess the under evolve if you want to make another puppet that way. The important part is that she cycles. It's good. I run it as a 3F. She cycles. What else makes puppets? Noah. This is the original ace of the deck that I guess you still run a lot of. There's 3 copies in here. He's a 5-cost, which it does make it the deck's most expensive card. Forcecraft is known for playing a lot of small things because their keyword combo says the more you play in a turn, the more cool stuff you can do. But for this 5-drop, you not only get fanfare of making 2 puppets, but he does give you an ability of whenever a puppet is put in the field, it gets +1 attack and storm, making these little 1/1 guys effectively 2/1 quick attackers. Do you see where we're going here? On top of that, when he evolves, he gets the nice little ability that while it's on the field, any of your puppet cards cost 1 less to play, so the 1 cost becomes a 0 cost, and you can absolutely just start pooping out a bunch of 2/1s that are able to attack them directly right away, while being a 7 booty follower that's a little hard to get rid of without direct removal that just says pop anything. Pretty solid. We only run 2 in here because of course it is a very expensive card to play at a 5 cost that gives you 2 to evolve. So you have to play 7 play points to just go into this guy right off the bat, or whatever. While we're looking at evolved followers, our last evolution that involves puppets is 2 copies of Zwei, the Murderous Puppets. 3 costs, 2/2 to evolve. Fanfare, select 1 of your puppets and transform it into a Victoria token. Like I said, part of the gimmick for this deck is do stuff with your puppet tokens, and one of those is the Victoria token, who is a 4/1/0 cost. She's free with Rush to Sail, so she's able to come in swinging and swing at basically anything you've been standing, and she has a nice little fanfare to let you draw cards. So at the cost of nothing, you have a 4/1 to beat down anything that you want that lets you draw 1. Pretty spicy, and her evolved version, which we only run 1 of, is going to select a Victoria and make it so it doesn't take any damage that turn. Therefore, your 4/1 swing is immune to taking anything. You just ram into anything. Good for you. 4/4 stats, not bad. I love this art so much. This aura right here. Of course, like I said, this is our last puppet evolution. So I want to go real quick into the reason this is a budget deck. Look at that right there. If I want to play this card at the full play set that you want to probably do, because it's like a win condition or whatever, 12 plus about 60. You're looking at about $75 just to play a card in this deck. If you want to help me pick these up, of course, in which case, like always, check out my own TCG player where I do sell card game stuff, or drop me a tip on Ko-Fi, because that's another way to do it without buying cards off me. Anyways, going into her abilities itself, let's go ahead and take a look at the Underevolve first. I'm just going to cheat on TCG Player because we're already here. Orchis is one of the newer evolution cards that they've been introducing since the last set that basically have 2 evolve forms. So you see right here is 2 different evolve costs based on what you do. You can either evolve for 1 into the Resolute Puppet or into the Vengeful if you have at least 3 puppetry cards in your cemetery. The whole deck's puppetry, let's just say that. 3 costs 2/2, Nito. She's in here for her evolution, not for herself, so let's see what they do. Yay, we can't flip them. Awesome. So starting off in normal mode, we have Resolute Puppet, who summons 2 puppet tokens on evolve, and once per turn, whenever a puppet you control leaves the field, put a Lloyd token onto the EX area. Lloyd is the 1 puppet form that we haven't gone over yet. That is a 0 cost once again. 2/4 with ward, so as always, you'd have to attack him first to get 2 main lines. Fanfare, give your leader +2 defense back, so he heals you for 2. 0 cost. Once again, the fact that these puppet tokens are free is amazing, so you can play them basically whenever. And him being able to protect you means that it's going to protect her or anything other important pieces that you have, like Noah or something. What's even better is her other form. So let's go ahead and flip her over to see what she does. As she turns into a cutthroat and goes all like emo or whatever. Look at these guys in the background. These are just like demon puppets or something. They're kind of like messiahs, honestly. We're cool with it. On evolve, you summon 4 puppet tokens. You don't put them in the EX area. You just fill the rest of your 5-card field with 1/1 tokens. Don't worry about it. When this card is on your field, your puppets all get a sail, so they can attack things that are standing up. And whenever a puppet you control leaves the field, select an enemy leader or an enemy follower and deal it 2 damage. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a burn card with suicidal puppets. I love it. I am actively a burn player in most games that you could deal direct damage. This is one of the things I do want to spend $20 on, just so I could do this and do a funny burn strat. I'm wondering if this is why the deck is so good, just because you're able to either poop out defenders every turn or poop out an army and just unalive them to more control, I guess. Think about it that way. Even at the base puppets, a 1/1, so 1 damage to any follower, and then you follow it up with another 2 damage. That's 3 damage to anything's defense. Consider that you got 4 of those. That's 12 damage to something. That's probably gonna knock out basically any card in the game. Or, you know, just suicide form into something that's like a 4 defender like this and deal 8 damage to their leader. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's go back to the actual deck. Going back to doing some interesting stuff with the puppets themselves. Let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of support cards that are able to utilize their abilities a little better. First of all, because this deck thrives on swarming out things, I'm running archers in here. This card basically says whenever you play a follower, you're able to select an enemy follower, deal it 1 damage, or once you evolve, spread that out to 2 different followers instead. So effectively, whenever you rush the field, you're just pinging things left and right and slowly whittling down their forces. 3/2 split on this, of course. I'm basically following the rule that you run a number of evolve units as -1 of the normal unit, so like 3 for 2, 2 for 1, so on and so forth, just to fit more stuff in and make this a much more diverse deck. Speaking of classic elves that evolves, we also have the Ancient Elf, who is a ward 2/2. Fanfare, when you play her, you bounce something back to your hand and give her +1/+1, making her 3/3. Doing it once again when she evolves for cost 1, so effectively, if you play her turn 2 and went second using your evolve point, you turn 2 have a 5/5 defender. Speaking of things that bounce, because your puppets are free and they infinitely swarm, we're also running a full set of Nature's Guidance. Select anything, put it back to your hand, and draw a card. Then this new dork is one of the new cards that we're running who also cares about Field Swarm. Effectively, this is a better version of Okami, the puppy man I was originally running, who is a 5/5 for 4 that basically has the same ability. Whenever a follower is put onto your board, this gets +1/+1. This is our big booty. This is our attack dealer. This is our late game threat at turn 4 that basically says the longer you keep him alive, the more dangerous and able to OTK he becomes. What makes this monkey a little bit better, even though he has slightly worse stats at a 2/2 for the exact same cost of 4, is that it does evolve. And when it does evolve, Mr. Monkey over here gains abilities equal to its current power and defense. Once you hit 4, it hits ward. Once you hit 7, it gets storm. And once you get 10, it gets the ability to ignore ward. So even if they had that defender out, that's funny, just punch him in the face. By the way, you have 10 attack. In addition to that, nice little strike ability, select an enemy follower on the field, deal damage equal to this follower's attack. The bigger monkey is, the more monkey hit. I want to go to Epic Universe and ride the Donkey Kong coaster. This is a welcome addition to the deck, being a big boy that gains more abilities the more you're able to combo, and this strike ability gives you a lot more control. Good monkey. I might bump it up to a 2/3 split. It really depends what I can boot out out this evolution deck. Then speaking of new cards, the other new thing that we're running at a full copy of is Substitution. It's a quick card, which of course means that you're able to play it on your opponent's battle phase or end phase as well. Select enemy follower on the field that costs 3 or less, return it to the owner's hand, and put a puppet into your EX area. The fact that it specifically targets things 3 or less kind of makes it a little bit worse because obviously they can be playing much bigger cards, you're not going to be able to touch them. But when you do, free puppet for you, 1 less card for them. Funny battle phase thing, attack with my thing that costs 3 less. Okay, cool, now it's my puppet. Literally. And then you can do some more puppet things with it later. You know, things like transform it into a Lloyd or Victoria. Guess what? You take 2 puppets. There they go. I've never seen a card whose art describes the card as much as this. There's thing 1, there's thing 2. That's what your 2 puppets turn into. 3 cost is pretty insane to get those 2 really good units off of. And this art is once again amazing. We get like a mat of just this. This would be a great play mat. Maybe not a sponsor, could be a sponsor once he gets things rolling. I cannot wait to show off the new map that we're working on and maybe show off some of the other designs that have been posted because they are awesome. Check them out. Buy some from him. He's also getting ready to do a bunch of other stuff for Vanguard. Maybe I can convince him to do things for Shadowverse. Anyways, back to other puppet stuff. We got this card. It's not a puppet card, this is a control card. Select the 2 enemy followers, deal them X damage, where X is equal to your number of things that EX zone. Once again, you're just filling your EX zone with puppets, so this is just free control card that could just ping things, divide damage however you want. You're gonna probably have 5 to mess with. Then speaking of arrow-based cards, we run 2 Mark of the Sixth. Next time you take damage, you take not that damage, really solid card. If they're gonna do something big, threatening, and scary, counter it out. And then a couple more spell cards that I'd say are probably more staply. We have 2 copies of Ivy Spellbomb here. It is a 3 cost, select something, deal 5 damage. Combo 5, also deal 3 damage to its leader. 5 damage is going to take out a decent chunk of non-boss unit. And of course, if you do have that combo 3, which is pretty easy to get, we're just spamming out 1 cost followers. 3 damage to the face. That's not my face, that's my other hand. Then a final spell that we run, which I swear to God, that's my one of. This is my tech 1 of. You will never not see me run this. Execution. Quick, generic, 4 costs, just kill anything. Amulet's a thing? Goodbye, Amulet. Big creature a thing that you can't cure otherwise? Goodbye, big creature a thing. Just this just a do-all. I don't know why people don't just automatically run this unless like they're afraid of the 4 cost. It's a good card, just run it as a tech 1 of. And then the final card in the deck, which I'm surprised I haven't mentioned yet because this whole thing is puppetry and this is a puppet guy. 3 of Mr. Scientist here, Liam the Master of Puppets, who's trying his best to be Android the Master of Direful Dolls, but less Ringmaster, more Mad Scientist, doll creator, it's fine, we still vibe it. 2-drop Fanfare, put 2 puppets in your EX area, once again, and he has a nice little diamond ability. I swear to God, someone comment down below, what does this green diamond mean? I keep on looking at it and I'm just like, what does this green diamond mean? I feel like it's a once per turn thing. Rest it. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You reveal a puppetry card from among them, add to hand, put the rest at the bottom of your deck, and you can only activate this if there's 3 or more puppetry cards in your cemetery. Scry 3, add a card to hand, once per turn. Need a mosquito, eat a burrito. Honestly, I had one on the way home before I started recording this, so let's end this video off before I feel the wrath of Taco Bell. If you guys enjoyed this video or want to see some more Shadowverse content in the future, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you are new, because I do all sorts of card game and coaster content. Unfortunately, not as much Shadowverse as I'd like to because of my area. The game currently hasn't taken off yet. But if you saw the recent video with the Vanguard stuff, a lot of Vanguard players that were convincing. Hopefully we get going in a couple months. Like I said before, if you want to help me afford those Orchis so I can play the deck correctly, make sure to check out my page on TCG Player or drop me a tip on Ko-Fi. Both those help support me on the channel so we can afford new cards and more equipment like microphones for travel vlogs or this new ring light that I picked up recently that I just used for this video. Look how bright that is. That is... you can't even see me anymore, that's how freaking bright it is. But like I said, this version of the deck is strangely competitive even though it is missing a key piece. Super aggressive, able to do decent amount of control stuff, and able to long game as much as it needs to. Overall, very well put together deck that I did not think was coming. I just kind of wanted a Forest Craft deck. I mean, I'm the Rune guy. I'm the Steampunk guy that's trying to make all the Machina decks work. I should probably post my Mono Abyss at some point. Give me a lucky 7 likes on this video and I will post Mono in the future. But until then, thank you guys for watching, and always, embrace the infinite. We're gonna end this. We're gonna watch this. This is how powerful the ring light is.
Isn't that amazing?